RogueCon 23. That's right. It is here. It's not back. It's here. It's the first one. Join the ultimate celebration of digital content with its creators, passionate fans, and industry experts. It is all happening in downtown Waco across multiple venues, January 20th through the 22nd of 2023. Now, if you want to go, you got to get tickets, and tickets are on sale at RogueCon23.com. That's RogueCon, RogueCon 23.com. Be there. I'm going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. This is your host, Debbie. Welcome back to another episode of No Waco. I'm your host, Debbie, and today we have a very special guest here in the studio. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Danielle Hale, and I run a business called Don't Eat Beads. It is handcrafted jewelry, and I specialize in rings and earrings pretty much.
Yeah, and what brought you to Waco, or are you a Waco native?
I've been in Waco since 2008. I came to visit for my cousin's graduation, went home, hit a snowstorm.
Oh, wow.
Spun out on the highway, decided we're up and moving.
You're from Massachusetts, right?
Yes, Massachusetts.
How do you pronounce that?
Massachusetts.
Can you
Not
spell
Massachusetts.
it? Not Massachusetts. Oh, okay. Oh, so you've been living here since 2008. So you've really been able to see the landscape of Waco change and develop since you've been here. What are some of the things that you've noticed?
Well, I know that when I first started here, when I first came here, right before we actually physically moved here, I was being interviewed for a job, and the lady told me, since your hobby is crafting, why would you want to move to Waco? We don't support any of that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Needless to say, not a job I took.
Well, that's good.
Yes. So I've actually seen the not huge in the creative aspect to Waco is the creative hub, I feel like, of the world now.
Very much so. We're trying, at least.
I really feel like it's gotten to the fact where it has more creatives than anybody I've seen.
Yeah.
And I've lived in so many different tourist towns.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing Don't Eat Beads now?
I was trying to figure that out actually earlier today. I think it originated probably around 2006.
Okay. So
sort of more like on the side.
Okay.
And it wasn't until 2020 that it really was the full-time thing.
Yeah, and I know a lot of creators definitely during the pandemic had to either shift gears. A lot of stuff came out of the pandemic as well as a lot of stuff died. So what was it like having a business during that time?
I think I lucked out a little bit as far as that was concerned because I was able to stay home, focus on that. And being in Waco, I don't feel like we shut down as many other places did.
Yeah.
We just focused more on outside events.
Yeah.
So I was able to still do outside events in 108 temperatures. But I was lucky that I was able to grow that. And I had that time to really get my name out there and start growing and start getting used to what people wanted to see and start figuring out how I wanted to display things.
Yeah. And so you specialize in jewelry, so you do a lot of earrings, rings. As we can see, we're both matching. We got them. So tell me the story behind your rings.
So the rings started kind of as an accident. I had no intentions of actually doing rings. My mom had a ring that she purchased from a catalog because this is really pre-internet popularity days. So she purchased it mail order. Yeah. She found it in a magazine. She fell in love with it. It was a black and white pearl ring. And she left it on a windowsill while she was waiting for an elevator in her building. And she went back to find it later. Of course, it was already gone.
Yeah.
So I tried to have one made. And I went to jewelers and it was like $700-800.
Oof. Oof, oof, oof.
And I was going to do it. And of course the jeweler looked at me like, are you sure you're really want to do this? Where she just like left it laying around. I was like, maybe not. You're right. I found a magazine article. Again, pre-internet days. I mean, we had some internet, but nothing like it is today. And I tried to make it. It fell apart. And instead of taking it off, I twisted it together. And I started getting compliments at work. And then all of a sudden, I went home. I grew the pattern that I have now. and have developed on that pattern ever since. So thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Yeah, and so the name.
And let me just plug that my mom loves Debbie.
Oh, it is very true. We had matching hair, so I had dyed my hair. I think this is when I went just blue, right? This last time.
Yeah, I got jealous and I wanted to go blue too.
And then she went blue. But basically, her mom like wanted a picture of my hair to see what color so it'd match. And I was like, well, it's already like faded a little bit. But she's like, I want this exact blue. And I was like, okay, that's fair. So now we gotta be twinsies. Whatever color I go next, I'll have to send her a picture ahead of time.
Yes.
And be like, let's match.
Next Christmas, we're all going to have to get our hair done together.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute.
The three of us. My hairstylist will love us.
That'd be so fun. We'd probably be talking the whole time and moving. And
That's
she'd
okay.
be like, yanking on my head, get back this way.
I think she would have a blast.
Oh, that's wonderful. But yeah, so shout out to your mom. And then
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. We actually do a shout out section at the end. So I always say shout out your mom, your dog, or your grandma. So it works perfect.
It really does.
But yeah, so your name is Don't Eat Beads. So a lot of people, when I say it, they always say, like, what did you say? Did you say Beats? Like Beats? And I'm like, no, not Beats Battlestar Galactica. But anyway, so why Don't Eat Beads?
So wanted a catchy name, tried a whole bunch of different things.
Mm-hmm. What were some of the iterations?
Tried like designs by Danielle and all sorts of, I don't even remember half of them.
DBD.
Yes.
Designs by Danielle.
Of course, now Don't Eat Beads is Deb.
So every time I see like one of her tags, it says Deb, I'm like, oh, it literally has my name all over it.
It's very true.
It's literally calling my name.
It is.
But yeah, so what are some of your other iterations?
I don't remember.
And then you landed on Don't Eat Beads.
We landed on Don't Eat Beads because I had rabbits and they would always try to eat the beads. Mm-hmm. So I would always yell, Don't eat beads, don't eat beads, don't eat beads. One day it finally stuck in my head. Hey, Don't Eat Beads is a great name.
There you
It's
go.
super catchy.
Mm-hmm.
People do tend to remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, a lot of people, when they see my sign, they think it says Don't Eat Bread.
Oh, bread. Interesting.
Where I used to work, I actually had a lady walk in the building and go, why can't I eat bread? And no
carbs.
context, no nothing else. And I was like, I don't know. Why can't you? Thinking this was a joke.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, you're the one
You're
telling me
upset.
not to. I was like,
I don't
no.
But it was Don't Eat Beads.
She was like, your car says it. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
awkward.
And so on the back of your car, it has your brand on it. So you want to tell that story?
My wonderful husband decided for either Christmas, I think it was Christmas, he would make a sign for the back of my car. Mm-hmm. And he literally put, Don't Eat Beads.
That's it.
That's it.
all. That's all that's on it.
It doesn't say an email. It doesn't
say
say
jewelry
a
design.
website. It doesn't say jewelry design. It says nothing. Just don't eat beads. And at first I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. Mm-hmm. And one day my mom and I are getting out of the car at Spice Village. We go upstairs in Spice Village. We get off of the elevator and a girl comes out of nowhere, taps me on the shoulder and she goes, what's Don't Eat Beads? I look at myself. I'm like looking all over. Am I wearing a shirt? Like, how does she know this? And I'm like, there's nothing. Mm-hmm. She saw us in the parking lot and followed us in.
Wow, that's so sweet.
I had another lady stop me and tell me she saw us on the highway. So she took a picture of my car.
Mm-hmm. That's
That
good
was
marketing.
weird. And then the other day I'm sitting in the parking lot of Hobby Lobby and I look behind me and there's a guy taking a picture of Don't Eat Beads. And I'm like, this is weird.
You're gonna have to get something for your license plate.
I'm going to have to get something that says what it is.
Yeah.
But it is kind of funny.
It's guerrilla marketing, right?
Because you're curious. What the hell is
exactly.
Don't Eat
I'm
Beads?
over there Googling, like, what is that?
As long as you're not doing it while driving.
Papa Goog. I mean, hey, take a picture now and then Google it later.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so you have the back of your car, and you've done a lot of branding. So tell me about some of the iterations you've gone through with the development of your business.
I think the biggest thing that we did was narrowing the focus down on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Where before there was a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I narrowed it down to it's really just rings and earrings.
Yeah.
I mean, there still is, in the summer, anklets pop up.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, there's a matching necklace just because I'm inspired.
Mm-hmm.
But really narrowing down the focus and not overcrowding everything.
Yeah. And you went through the greenhouse project with Creative Waco. Do you want
did.
to tell us about your experience with that?
Stressful.
Well, yes.
They definitely push your limits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a good kind of stressful, but it
That's
definitely pushes all of your limits as far as what you're doing and where you are.
Yeah.
And makes you rethink everything. It made me rethink my displays. It opens your eyes, like you have to really listen and focus. And it gets you more in tune with where you need to be. It
Yeah.
helps you realize, like, where are your customers?
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing the markets that are best going to suit your customers?
Yeah.
Are you branding yourself well enough?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are your brand when you're a designer.
Yeah. Especially whenever it's coming out of your hands and your body. I mean, it's very much an extension of yourself in some ways.
Yeah, like you're wearing my art. You're wearing like
true.
my heart and soul on your
Right
finger.
now. But yeah, I mean, it really is putting yourself out there. Have you had any reservations about putting yourself out there in the community, or have you kind of just developed a sense all your own, or?
It's been hard. Like getting out of your comfort zone is the biggest. Like
Yeah.
going on things like podcasts.
What? You've never done one of
Pitching
those
for
before?
funding,
Yeah.
having to go to network events completely by yourself, and you walk in and you're just like, okay, I can do this. Don't forget the business cards.
Yeah.
I can do this.
And then my rule of thumb is anytime you're at a networking event, I just find the person with the brightest hair and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go and sit next to that person. That's usually my key to success. In most cases, it's you.
I know a lot of the events lately, I look around, I'm like, okay, nobody has funky hair color but me.
Hey, but again, that's branding yourself and really putting yourself out there.
It is. It's always like a blue or purple hair lately, it seems to be.
Hey, that's a vibe, you know? You got to go with it. And you like a lot of color, but you also work with a lot of metals and organic materials. So how did you develop that?
I pick the beads and things like that I want to work with or what I'm drawn to. It's not really a specific type of thing. It's just what inspires me and what I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
I work mostly with check glass beads. I've even started actually as far as going to places that create the check glass beads in the Czech Republic and being able to
wow.
import those, which is really cool because a lot of them are small family-owned businesses
Yeah.
with all the designers. So it's really neat getting to see from start to finish.
Yeah. And on the side, you do bead supply.
I
So
do.
talk about that.
So I not only make jewelry with check glass beads, but I also have a cute little online group, and I'm starting to bring the beads out to markets now. More so
Very cute display.
working on it. I'm not good at how you display beads.
It's true. I mean, there's...
It's weird. Unless you actually bead shop, you
Yeah.
are going to be a little confused when you walk up and you see a display of beads.
Yeah.
But I have some pretty unique ones. I have a lot of suppliers that get really cool beads. They're check glass beads. They have laser finishes on them. Like we had Elvis on one, and I have ones with owls and
Little Kit Kats?
kitty cats,
I
paws,
love
and
the Kit Kat
cats.
ones.
I can't even think what else. Yeah, I don't know why they don't have a dog one.
Well, you're going to have to ask
It is
them.
weird.
Just message the Czech Republic and be like, make me some puppy
Why
beads.
is there a cat, not a dog?
Well, what drew you to Czech beads specifically?
I don't actually know.
Do you have any Czech in you, or?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I think I might have a little bit of Czechoslovakian.
Well, I
in
don't
me.
that I know of. I'm pretty sure it's mostly Irish. or
23
like,
and me.
like all Irish.
Yeah. Okay.
I just like the uniqueness of the glass and the beauty of the pieces. And I know that a lot of their glass beads are just more uniform than some of the other glass beads.
Yeah.
And the variety is incredible.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah, and I love the beads that you have, and they help make your designs so unique and individual, and it really like speaks to people on their own level. You know, there's literally something for everybody.
I hope so.
At least that's what you're trying, right?
That's the attempt.
Okay.
I mean, I think that where I fail the most is I don't have any manly designs.
Okay.
I had a gentleman come up the other day and ask me, and I was like, I do not. However, there is an awesome jewelry designer that is right inside who can do manly designs.
Yeah.
And he has some with him. So
Wow.
you got to work. I mean,
And
it's not a
support other small
competition.
businesses.
Exactly. Like getting cakes by the pound.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break. And then once we're back, we'll get back into the desserts. Haha. And now for a word from our sponsors.
RogueCon 23. That's right. It is here. It's not back. It's here. It's the first one. Join the ultimate celebration of digital content with its creators, passionate fans, and industry experts. It is all happening in downtown Waco across multiple venues, January 20th through the 22nd of 2023. Now, if you want to go, You got to get tickets, and tickets are on sale at roguecon23.com. That's RogueCon, ROGUECON 23.com. Be there. I'm going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. Let's go.
Hey y'all, I'm April,
Hi, I'm Caroline.
and we have a new podcast for you. What's it called, Caroline?
Bloody Happy Hour.
It's going to be your new favorite guilty pleasure. We're going to talk about some bloody stuff. Serial killers, true crime,
Rape.
rapists. Why not join us? We'll have a good time.
You literally never know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Bloody Happy Hour. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. 911, what's your emergency?
Do you hear that? It's coming from the house.
It's coming from inside the house? Do you mean? Could it be?
The Poltergeist. New from Rogue Media. Two haunted hotties talking about haunted places. Every episode, we dive deep into the darkest places and give you a bit of history.
We're getting spooky in all the right places. You've gobbled your last ghoul. Follow along for the craziest and spookiest stories with Debbie's Dark Tourism. The Stanley Hotel,
Winchester House,
the Alamo,
Hotel Monte Vista.
and more spooky places. Find us at _Poltergals. POLTERGALS.
Look over your shoulder. It's us,
The Poltergals. Wherever you consume the podcast, you can find us there.
Hi, this is Sarah,
And I'm Carter.
and this is Some of Our Thoughts.
We're two Southern sommeliers, and we want to share everything we love and know about wine. We started hanging out during quarantine and cooking and drinking and listening to music, and we just thought this would be a great way to bring everything we know to you guys.
We will make wine knowledge and food pairings easy and approachable. So put on your favorite vinyl, grab your favorite glass of wine, tune into our show, and let's have some fun.
Wine and vinyl. So check us out on roguemedianetwork.com or wherever you get your favorite podcast. We'll be talking about a lot.
And now, back to the episode. All right, and we're back. So we just left off with you talking about, supporting other small businesses, and today you actually brought with you something from another small business. So tell me what you brought.
Well, I figured you can't show up empty-handed. My mother would
true.
hate that.
The Southern rule, it's true. Southern hospitality. You
Yeah,
have
I'm
to
not
show up
from
with
the
something.
South.
Well, that's okay. You're ingrained in our culture now, so.
Exactly. So I brought, it's a small home-based business called Cakes by the Pound. They're on Facebook. They posted this. I saw it 20 minutes before I was supposed to leave.
And she just texted me. I was like, can we eat and chat?
said-
And I was like, yes.
And then I texted them and said, I'll take one. So I brought this. They have strawberry cheesecake, peach cobbler, strawberry crunch cupcake,
Ooh.
cookies, and a brownie.
Ooh, wow. Well, and you also brought something else. What else did you bring?
I had to get Sergio's.
We love Sergio's. Shout out. I love getting a little custom burrito from them.
But
Going over to the food truck. Did you go to the restaurant or did you go to the food truck?
I went to the food truck.
Okay, yeah. The food truck is where I always go.
had the burritos a million times. So, of course, I got
It's like
a
a-
quesadilla.
Well, I've never had the quesadilla before. Their
Now you
burritos
have.
are like the size of a newborn baby.
They really
so
are.
I hold it like this, and I'm like, oh yeah, my sweet little baby burrito.
Aw.
So, and then I eat it, but I can usually only eat half at a time. So
Exactly.
the quesadillas were 10 out of 10, I would say.
I agree.
What is your ranking so far? Your rate?
Oh, definitely a 10 out of 10.
Definitely 10 out of 10. I do love their green sauce. That's one of my favorite things. I think that's their like spicy sauce.
Well,
they always ask, you want spicy or medium? I'm like, the green one?
I did not know that. So I brought the other one.
The medium. I think that's the red sauce.
Yes.
And then we brought amazing desserts. So now that we're in the second half of the episode, we hope you guys listen to some good commercials. Let's go ahead and taste test a little bit. Fork. What do you want to go with first?
I'm getting some cheesecake.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to have to get in that cheesecake. Oh, my God. That is delicious.
Did you get a piece of the strawberry?
I did. I got
it is
a
like
little bit of both.
the freshest strawberries. I don't know how they do it.
I love that.
Like,
But
how?
now the problem is I'm just going to want to eat the cheesecake the whole time. I'm not going to have enough time for me to be moving my mouth.
And now you're going to have to try the peach cobbler.
Okay, peach cobbler. Go first.
Are you making me go first because it's messy?
I mean, yes and no, but also yes. And so, yeah, so you really love supporting other small businesses. So you also have been involved with Startup Waco and some other community organizations. Would you like to talk about that?
As far as supporting other businesses, one of the things I really like to do is sharing a booth space at different events. So all different types of artists, even other jewelry designers.
Yeah.
And then Startup, I love, they have a Wednesday morning coffee hour where they have a different speaker every Wednesday.
Who was there this morning? So this is being recorded on Wednesday. That's okay.
It was a gentleman that does hearing aid information.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Unfortunately, I had a few little confusions come up, so I was a little bit distracted this morning.
No worries.
As far as his. And then last week we had the Revival Eatery, which of course then we had to go to Revival after for lunch.
Yeah, our producer literally just had them for lunch. And
God, they're
you know,
amazing.
every day they post like secret menu items on their social media. So it might not be on their menu, but they do lunch specials. So if you check them out on all the socials, you might be able to get a little sneaky peek of what they're going to have.
And the week before that, it was the gentleman from Brazos Bike.
Something.
Yeah.
Is that the new one?
Brazos Bike Lounge.
Is that the new one off of Austin? On Austin
It's right on
Avenue?
Austin, right across
Yeah.
from Startup.
I've
And
been
he's
meaning to
so
talk
nice.
to them.
You should.
Well, maybe they'll be in one of the episodes of the podcast.
I ran into him right at Sergio's while I was getting
You should have
food.
told him. It's like, come on the podcast with me.
I mean, I can stop
Come with
by
me.
and tell him.
Yeah. I'll have to
For
stop
next
by
time.
sometime. But yeah, so you also have a business coach. So what has it been like having that?
Amazing. So one of the things my friend says, will always ask me, my best friend Kelly will say something about it. I'm like, he kind of just tells me a lot of times what I already know, but you
Yeah.
need somebody else to tell you.
Yeah, someone outside
And
of
he, like,
yourself.
Pulls out of you what you know you need to do, but sometimes you don't see it that way.
Yeah, I understand that.
So it's great. And then
having a support system.
yes. And then my friend Kelly gets to benefit because I'll go back and tell her. So then she gets to utilize the information too. So it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's like, she's like, I should be paying you for this, shouldn't I? I'm like, probably. But
Paid in friendship.
exactly.
For now.
Exactly. That's pretty much where we're at.
Yeah. And so you really like being involved in our community, and you actually do a lot of local events here. Do you want to talk about some of the events that you go to, some of the ones you set up at, some of your markets?
So the biggest reoccurring events would be the East Side Market, Skellington Market, and the Farmers Market.
Yeah.
And the Farmers Market has a handmade side
Wow.
once a month.
Shout out Bethel.
We love Bethel. And then East Side has their twice a month.
And that's at Brotherwell Brewing.
It is.
Right on East Side Waco. We're out in the beer garden.
Exactly. So good.
I mean,
get a
what's
beer.
better? I was going to say having a beer and selling your wares. What more do
I
you
mean,
want?
Farmers Market, amazing food, selling. East Side, you've got food plus beer. And then Skellington, you've got food plus entertainment.
Ooh, there you go. It's a combo. You don't want to miss it.
No, you can't. And it was really funny because I was telling somebody, I just took on a market in Burleson, and I was telling a booth neighbor, and she goes, what food vendors are there? I was like, somebody that knows my heart.
Yeah. I'm just here for the food.
Pretty much. I mean,
She did bring
need to
food.
say more?
But yeah, so you also do markets outside of Waco. So what is it like with the Waco community versus outside of the Waco community? What have you noticed?
I have to say probably the Burleson one is by far the friendliest compared to like, because Waco is very friendly, very helpful as far as all of their markets. And doing the one in Burleson as like a farmer's market, that's the one where I felt that same. It was like you immediately felt like you were home in like a family environment.
Aww.
I'm like, oh, it's my market family.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And I think having like that market family connection where everybody isn't trying to be against everybody. Everybody's trying to work with everybody.
Yeah. And there has been, you know, some very divisiveness that has happened in the arts and craft community. So it's really nice for women supporting women and small businesses supporting each other. You know, it really is important for us to band together and just lift each other up.
And stop viewing everything as so much competition where there really is. If everybody can get along, you're not going to have a product that's going to suit everyone.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
It's true. And I mean, again, everybody is unique and has their own taste and their own vision. So you have to, you know, just keep lifting each other up. And just as you mentioned earlier, if you don't have something, send it to someone else that does have it. You know, like we have to continue to bolster the community and help us grow, especially economically. We're going to boost each other up. And, you know, spiritually and friendship wise, we have to boost each other up.
And I think what a lot of people don't realize is just because I didn't have what that customer wanted now, that customer remember, oh yeah, that's the person that sent me to where I needed to go. So let's go back and see if she has what I need or if she knows where I need to go.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing too. When we did Chalk Walk, we would talk to all the people, and even the ones that weren't interested were like, okay, well, here's the best way to see Chalk Walk.
Yeah.
Tell you where all the inside info and how to hit all the markets and not overheat, and get some good coffee at the start and some good coffee at the end.
Oh,
and
yeah.
where you can go to cool down on the AC.
Yeah. And what is something you would like to see more of in Waco?
Ooh, that one's tough.
Really good question.
Yeah,
What you think? I mean, a lot of people just say like Trader Joe's or 35 being done, but
A safer 35 would be nice. I do. So Trader Joe's, have you ever had their spinach dip? It's a frozen
not.
spinach dip.
now I'm going to have to get it. I always like getting the frozen bananas, like the chocolate covered bananas. And then
Never
I love
tried
their
that.
little fruit dots. So they have fruit snack dots. It's like fruit leather, all organic. And they're just like little, you peel it off and it's like a little tiny fruit roll up, but it's a fruit dot. I don't know. I love them.
You're going to have to go with me when I pick my mom at
And
the
then we'll
airport
have to
because
try-
we always stop at Trader Joe's.
Yeah. And so, I mean, like Waco, we're developing so much downtown. Is there anything specific you want to see down here or anything else?
That's really tricky.
It could be
don't
anything.
I don't know.
That's all right. Have you really, what is something like you would like to add to our community this year?
Oh, you're killing me here. I don't know.
That's all right. You
I
have to know
can't.
now.
You're having some hard questions for me.
I
right
know.
now.
I'm just spitting them out. Sometimes
really
they're a little
are.
too hard. Well, one of the other questions I normally ask people, so we're already halfway through 2022. So what is one of your goals for by the end of the year?
So one of the really strange things is I decided I would mostly take off the summer from markets or at least cut back.
And then you still sign up for 100.
Of course. So I decided one of the things I want to do is take a little bit extra time off. We're not taking the summer off as I thought I might do. We're taking a little extra time off this summer to get a few things more organized in the house, because if you've ever run a small business, and I'm doing it out of my house, it is literally taken over the house, which does not make my husband exactly thrilled.
Yeah.
But I need to get that a little bit more organized.
Yeah.
And also, I want to come up with a little booklet that has the story of the ring design and also has some information about some local businesses that I can trade out all the time, so that that can go in with everybody's purchase. So not only people get a little bit more information about me, they get the story of the ring design because people always think that's adorable.
Yeah.
and help promote some other local businesses.
Yeah, and speaking of adorable things, you have 7 adorable things in your household. Would you like to talk about those?
I have 7 dogs and 3 rabbits.
Wow.
And my rabbits actually just had their photos done by my
Very
friend
professionally.
Julie. Yep. She is a professional photographer, JME Photography. And she is basically right here in Waco. She has a little home-based business. I think it's technically Woodway. Might be Waco.
We say Waco,
Borderline.
the surrounding areas.
Borderline.
We include them all.
Yes.
McLennan County is our full family.
So you can actually see on my Facebook page a picture of my very fluffy rabbits in a truck.
That's adorable. Too cute. And then, you know, with having all of your animals at home, and a lot of them actually have ailments and illnesses, correct?
Yes, my vet loves me.
So a lot of the time you're doing these markets and you're really trying to support your animals and keep them going.
We have 7 dogs. We have 3 with IBD, 2 with kidney issues. One has cataracts that we have to look into, but she's having some liver issues as well, so we have to get that cleared up.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 1 dog that is vision impaired,
Aw.
and she is deaf. She's a hot mess, and we love her, but she's been that way since she was born. I think I have currently 1 that is mostly healthy.
One that's mostly healthy. Understandable.
And I think our rabbits are like 7 and 9 years old, so they're top age for rabbits, so that's kind of a little scary.
Yeah. But that's something that's close to your heart and helps people know who you are.
It is. Our dogs are our dogs are our children. We didn't have kids, we had pets.
My cats are my children, so I 100% agree.
Well, we're in the process of putting in a pool.
Oh, wow.
Just a
You're going to invite me over, right?
I already did tell you to come
I gotta
over.
come.
It's
When's
not up
the party?
yet. It's not up yet, but hopefully very soon.
Yeah,
But one of the reasons I want to do that is to help. One of our dogs has a lot of hip and joint issues, so we figured it'll be easier
That's so cute.
so that we can do some exercises in the pool with him. He is like a 65-pound lab, and he'll be 14 years old shortly.
Yeah, and you have a lot of Aussie mixes too, right? They're so cute.
Yes.
Yeah, and do
They
you
are.
want to tell about your tattoo? I know it's a soft spot.
I
but
do.
If you want to show it to the camera, you're more than welcome to. For those of you who are watching, you gotta go on YouTube if you want to look at her adorable tattoo. Or you can just go to her Facebook page. Oh, she's so cute.
So that is Addie. She passed away from kidney failure. I think it's been about 4 years now. But she was amazing. She came to us from the shelter. I got a call from the shelter saying, we have a dog, she's not eating. Can the rescue that you volunteer with pull her? I had an hour to decide.
Wow.
So I called the rescue. I talked to Candace. I said, what are we doing? She goes, fine, go get her.
You did it.
I went and got her at the worst possible time we could possibly have, because at that moment we had one of our dogs that was terminally ill.
Oh.
And he was struggling. And we bring Addie into our house, and he passed away probably about 3 weeks after we got Addie.
Wow.
And I came home and I told my husband, I'm like, we're keeping this dog.
Oh.
And I told Candace, I'm like, she's staying.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And she was the biggest baby love bug, perfect. Like, we couldn't have asked for a more perfect dog. And needless to say, the shelter said she wasn't eating, so they were going to end up having to euthanize her.
Yeah.
But luckily, thanks to Royal Canin, who donated food for her, basically gave me high quality food that they knew that she'd eat. We got her eating back again in like 3 days.
Wow, that's fantastic.
She's the type that wouldn't eat when she was stressed out or sad.
Yeah.
And it just took a little bit of love and got her right back on pace.
That's fantastic. See, I'm the opposite. I eat a lot when I'm sad or stressed out. So,
I mean, perfect example. You'll be following them on Facebook. You're like, not stressed out today. Give me 2 minutes to think I'll be stressed out, and I'll have a justification for getting that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fantastic. So you really you're able to stay at home with your puppies and do what you love to do. So what is it like getting to do your favorite job, your dream job every day? I know what is it? If you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. Do you subscribe to that mantra?
I do. And it's really funny because even just this morning, my friend Michael said, you really need to take some time off. And I said, well, it's really hard to take time off because I do what I love.
Yeah.
So if I were to take time off, I would just do this. And the joke was made, well, you need to find another hobby. And it's like, no, I don't want to.
I don't want another
I
hobby.
love this.
Yeah, and so you've now been in the Waco community for quite a while. Give us all of your information, where we can find you, where we can find more information about you, where we can buy your stuff.
Okay, so it's Donate Beads. You can do Facebook or Instagram. Then you can do Donate Beads Supplies on Facebook to find the beads. You can shop local at Skellington Curiosities.
Woo woo.
Exactly. Sparrow on Austin Ave.
Shout out.
And if you go to Salado, I have some rings at Shops on Main Street in Salado. Now, I have an Etsy shop. I need to work on getting that back up and running.
Yeah.
It has about 5 items in it.
Hey.
But Thursday nights at 8 p.m. on my Facebook page, I go live with the newest items. So this week, I will go live with all of the new bee rings.
Ooh. And you're wearing a bee ring
am.
today. It's so cute. Love it.
I know. The bee beads came in the other day, and I already went through them all. This was supposed to be for sale, but...
Perfect for the summer.
You
have to. It matches your dress perfect.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Debbie said I could keep it.
She's gonna, anytime anybody asks, that's what you can say.
Well, my husband used to have a rule. I'd have to list something for sale when I first started out. List something for sale, and if it didn't sell in like a month, then I could reevaluate keeping it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do so many markets. It went to one market and didn't sell, so it get to me.
So now you get to keep it. Yeah, that works.
A market a month, same difference.
Yeah. And so one of the other things, as mentioned before, I love doing a shout out section. So anybody that's helped you along this journey, I always say your mom, your dog, your grandma. It could be anybody, but who would you like to shout out?
Well, we have to thank my husband.
Shout out husband.
We have to thank everybody that supported me along the way, either by sharing my items, purchasing my items. Andreas for pushing me to my limits.
Yep.
Let's see. Definitely need a shout out to Creative Waco, Startup, Debbie for making me come today. She basically twisted my arm.
Forced her to come on the podcast.
Yes. And my friend Mitch, who forced me to do a TV interview.
It was great.
And then just everybody else. We definitely have to thank Kylie at Skellington.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
Oh my God. She's been amazing.
So many amazing community members.
There's like, I wouldn't even know. Like everybody. The market managers.
All of them.
I feel bad because
Everybody
you know
else.
you're going to miss somebody.
It's all right. Not everybody listens
and everybody
to
that I forgot.
Just force everybody to listen to podcasts. Be like, if you were mentioned, you got to tell me if you were forgotten, you know?
I'm bad myself. I'm like,
shout out to yourself for being so awesome.
oh, you're funny.
I'm very funny. That's why I'm the host of the show.
Very true.
But yeah, is there anything else you would like to share with our guests today?
Skellington Market.
Skellington Market this Sunday. Come Sunday fun day.
Exactly.
From 12 to 4.
Yes. Are you going to be there?
Skellington Curiosities. I will not be there, but that's okay.
Now I'm going to cry.
It's my housewarming party for my new house.
That I was not invited to, by the way.
Well, you're invited now. But yeah, so now you're invited to my housewarming party on Sunday. I will probably just be spending most of my day cleaning my house and getting it in order because everything is crazy. And we still have not unpacked all of our boxes.
And when are you putting your pool in?
Oh, I don't know. Pools are expensive.
We're just getting a cheap above ground.
Oh, that's fine. We might do that too. Or we might just get a slip and slide. Or we'll do it the getaway and we'll go to Lowe's. We'll get a big tarp, some laundry detergent, and a water hose. You know,
Wouldn't that work just as well?
that's fun. You know, you got to do it that way. Also, you can use an upside down trampoline base, and then you zip tie the tarp around the edges, and you just fill it up. So you know, if you're looking for a DIY option, boy, do I got one.
We could
for
just
you.
use an old tent cover.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just an upside down tent. We'll just use it. There you go. But anyway, come out this Sunday. Come to Skellington Curiosities. Come and support local artists, vendors, music, live entertainment.
Yeah, it's Poe.
Yeah,
It's
gonna
a
be
tribute
fantastic.
to Poe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Edgar Allan Poe themed.
And this weekend is my 10-year anniversary, so I'm going to be giving away 5 goodie bags at each of my events.
Ooh. Well, maybe now I have to go to come and get a goodie bag. Well, it doesn't mean I'll win, but you know, the chances do rise if I am there.
They do.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really looking forward to seeing you at more events around town, and I hope people get to know you and fall in love with you. So,
Oh, you're so sweet.
yeah, well, thank you again.
My adopted sister, I guess.
Adopted sister.
I love it.
Yeah, we're not matching hair color right now, which I wish we were, but next time we'll have to
That's because you
match.
slacked and dyed your hair.
I know, I'm blonde right now.
I'm not used to
accidentally.
it.
I'm not used to it yet either. I keep looking in the mirror and I'm like, who is that person? But anyway, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out nowaco.com.
Join the ultimate celebration of digital content with its creators, passionate fans, and industry experts. It's all happening in downtown Waco across multiple venues on January 20th through the 22nd, 2023. Tickets are on sale now at roguecon23.com.